everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Quest for Glory 1. Last we left off, we got a shiny!
Yay, shinies!
And we're stuck on walking. Again. So right, back to town we go. Down one, and left. Let me tell you how often my brother and I have played this game. We know this map by heart. They actually, in the documentation provided with this game, provided a map, I think, wasn't it? Or
Yep.
did they?
Yeah, there was a map in there.
But we don't really even need that anymore. I mean, I still have to kind of feel my way around for certain things, but I actually know where most of the things we're going to be looking for in this game are. Alright, before, we didn't get to go in to visit the dry goods store. That's a lot. This looks like a dry goods store. This looks like a dry goods store, but it smells like a musty library. The stove feels nice on such a crisp day. Behind the counter and on the shelves, there are a variety of items for sale. The shopkeeper appears to ignore you while he reads a book.
Oh, is this me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't notice you coming in.
Are you making fun of nerds?
Perhaps. My, you look like an adventurer. We don't see too many of those around. The brigands tend to get rid of most adventurers before they make it to town, don't you know?
Are you going Minnesotan, eh?
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian, eh?
So, I do try to stock some things adventurers can use. I usually would rather be an adventurer than a shopkeeper, you see.
I actually would
I
rather.
actually, yeah.
Because I can actually read.
My items are pretty ordinary, though. You probably already have most of them, if you've done any adventuring at all.
I am uncomfortable. What's your name, son?
Why, that's me, Casper.
What? That's not what I asked. I asked you, what's your name, son? Why, that's me! Yes, you're the only one standing in this entire room. Caspar. Okay. Let's ask him about equipment, because that is something we need to be concerned about.
Unfortunately, I have only standard weapons and equipment. I carry daggers and chain armor. Maybe someday I'll be able to carry magic ones, though. That'd be sweet.
Dagger?
Ah, the use of the dagger is a most skillful art. Actually, this particular weapon is longer than most, but still easily concealable. A bargain at 20 silvers.
And actually, daggers are not necessarily entirely short. Daggers can actually be pretty long. I don't know much more than that. I've seen a variety of lengths for them, though. Chain armor. That sounds like something an adventurer like me would need.
You can't really get good protection from my chainmail armor. It's very heavy, though, and I would have to charge you 500 silver for it. That's a lot.
Food?
Adventuring rations aren't the tastiest food in the world like chicken nuggets, but they will keep you healthy and alert as you go along. A pack of 10 rations will cost you just 5 silvers.
That
Sorry
does...
for spitting all over you.
And flasks.
It's a very good idea to carry an empty flask or two in case you want to pick up a liquid or something else that needs a container. Our flasks are a great bargain at 2 silvers each.
Well, we're probably not going to have to worry too much about empty flasks. But, let's ask about brigand, because I think we get a point every time we ask about that.
I don't like to talk about other people behind your back.
Oh. Okay. Enough already. But he did have some things that I think we do want to have. Unfortunately, the armor is not going to be terribly feasible for us to take right now, but I think we are going to want to take food.
Here you are. Thank you for your patronage.
Yeah. You go ahead and take care of that, nerd.
Yeah. Oh, bye. I'm going back to my book now. It's his new comic book. It's called The X-Men.
I love how he's talking even though this guy's already left town.
That's what they do, you know? They
Yes.
keep talking.
That's what they do, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, other people are nerds.
Yeah. You're so very nerdist. Well, I decided to make a quick stop here because, one, I have some flowers for that pretty lady. Thank you. I can always use flowers from Arana's piece in potion making. Here are your silvers. And thank you. Why does she make that gesture? Like, she just holds out her hands to the air. Anyway, and we are going to want to buy some stamina potions. I'm going to buy 2 for now. That's really all we're going to need for the immediate future. Alright, what time of day is it? Midday. Alright. Oh, hey.
Oh, hello.
Next to the town's wall, you notice a man who appears to be waiting for someone. His dagger looks like a particularly deadly weapon, and the thief handles it with great skill.
That's pretty great. What's in it for me? If you give me a silver, I might have a bit of info you can use.
Well, let's see. How much money do we have? Not a ton, but we can give him a silver at least. See if that loosens his tongue a bit. Let's give him 1 silver, because we don't even have 10 gold. 10 gold might be useful, but I forget. I think there are multiple ways to solve that particular puzzle, but let's start with 1 silver.
For another silver, I can tell you about where to go find the Baron, Baba Yaga, or some goblins who have a lot of treasure. So if you want some information, hand me some cash.
We just did. Alright. What's your name?
Just call me Bruno.
A Baba Yaga?
She's an ugly hag who lives in a weird house, who knows some magic.
The house knows magic?
Uh-oh. Her place is due west of the Baron's place. Can't miss it. And for 2 gold, I'll tell you how to get into her hut. And we're not talking about the house.
Monsters?
Lots of monsters in this valley. Most of them are wimps, though.
Right. You know, I can tell talking to you is just so useful. In the meantime, let's head south.
If you want a good time, try dragon's breath at the bar.
So just in case you were wondering how helpful he actually is, you remember what happened when we tried the dragon's breath, right? Yeah. By the way, that log, the hollow log looks somberly back with its single giant eye, and you know at once that nothing is to be gained by investigating this gaunt relic of a more vertical past. Right. But that's actually a good landmark to tell you where you are. To the right, the roar of the waterfall fills your ears, and the cold spray dampens your face as you approach. We can actually get pretty close to it. You don't want to go in, though. The water appears to be trying to fly as it leaps from the mountain above.
Fly, you fools!
Can I grab some? You take a drink you take a drink of water from the icy mountain river. It refreshes you. Yay! And
I like being refreshed.
That looks like a door. The door is built into the face of the mountainside. You suspect that the person who lives behind it treasures privacy. It's a large door. It must open pretty wide. That is a clue to something. Let's see. You look good for good. You look good. You look good.
You look good. Damn!
You look for a good place to climb. What?
Oh.
That was almost too easy. Just like climbing a ladder. So I guess we actually upped our climbing skill really high already, or at least to already be able to do that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And our intelligence has gone up. Okay, so that thing that they just that thing that it must open pretty wide. So now that we're up here, let's knock on the door, right? That was really fast. You knock 3 times. A voice from inside says,
Just a minute. Just a minute.
And you please move away from the door. Yeah, let's not. Let's stand right behind it.
No, don't do that. Boom. Nobody here, I guess.
And he just slides on his feet back inside. Alright, you don't want to actually do that too often. It will kill you. It does hurt you every time you do that. Let's try that again. What?
Oh. That's so random.
The rocks are too slick from the spray of the waterfall for your limited climbing skill. Sometimes it does work, and sometimes it doesn't. Oh, you look for a good place to climb, and this time it works. And what about the...
It's, again, still too easy.
We went up 6 points just from doing that. Alright, let's knock on the door. Okay. Let's scoot a little bit this way. There we go. That should put us out of the way of the door.
Oh, hello. Go on in.
His
I'm
accent
going to try not to do a southern accent here, but, yeah.
Try Cockney.
No, I suck at everything.
Hello, how are you?
How are you? I'm Enry the Ermit, that's me. My father was an ermit, and my mother was an ermit, so I come by my job rightly. Don't have too many visitors. Ermits don't, you know. See what happens? Part of the job description. I like to see a new face, though. Good to hear another's verse working for sheriff. So what can I do for you?
His actually might be legitimately a southern accent.
I know. I don't know what to do.
You see the shaggiest little man, you think it's a man anyway, you've ever seen. Let's talk with him. What's your name?
I'm Enry. Enry the Eighth is. Me further was me farther. Me father was an Enry, and his father was an Enry, and his father was an Enry, and his father was an Enry.
Presumably.
And his father was an Enry, and his father was an Enry, and his father was an Enry, and everyone was an Ermit.
You might have picked up on the fact that this guy is so lonely that he, likes to talk when he gets a chance. Falls. I'm not gonna ask him about the hermit.
This here's what's called the Flying Falls. I've done some flying falls around here myself.
Doing some flying falls around here myself. That perch gets slippery sometimes. I think I've actually picked up on the accent. So shall I take over his voice?
Yeah, you just do it.
Alright. Ladder. I know some magic. Erasmus the wizard taught me some spells. He's what put the spell on me ladder so as the brigands don't get up. Them's what climbs the rocks gets a door open in their nose. Oh, Erasmus? He's me friend Ian Fenris. Powerful wizard he is. I hear his house is something to see up north. I don't make it out so much, so he's pretty busy, so I don't see him too often, but when we do all get together, you can be sure we'll all have fun. And I switched accents. He loves to play his games, he do. Fenris? Fenris is Erasmus familiar with the other way around?
Here.
Games. Erasmus' favorite game is the Mage's Maze. I have to be a magic user to play it, though Erasmus is awful good at it. Okay, I've definitely switched accents now.
See what I mean?
Yeah, just shut up. Okay, wait. I do want to ask about something. And spells? The spells what I know is pretty simple maybe, but I like them. I can make me ladder show up in me door close and even get rid of pest using the trigger spell, you see?
Don't you know?
Trigger? That's the spell what sets up other spells.
Uther spells.
Like when Uther spells. Like when you wants to see the ladder, you cast the trigger and there you have it. Large as life. Of course, you have to spell on the invisible ladder to make it visible first, but it has its uses. I think I have a scroll with the spell, if you've been knowing some magic, that is. But I don't have magic, so... Okay. And brigands. Nasty sorts, they is. I sees them sneaking around the woods all the times. Uther then...
Uther then the warlock.
I has nothing to do with them. The warlock? He's not so bad. Got a good sense of humor, AIs. I get the giggles just to think of him. He's come by times to chat. borrow the mirror what I borrowed from Rasmus, he did. Mirror. A magic mirror of reflection it was. If you use it, then when a nasty spell was cast at you, it was sent back at the one what cast it. Do
What?
unto others, I says.
What?
What? That's interesting. So they have a magic mirror. That's actually pretty cool. Shall we sit down? No.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna leave now. If you ever been needing a place to stay the night and you're in the area, I could be willing to put you up for the night for some rations and a couple of games of cribbage. And that's actually a good thing to know. If you're ever out at night and you need a place to stay, you can stay with the hermit. But he's also serious about taking rations from you. And cribbage. He is serious about the cribbage. Alright, so what's down here? Aha! The lake. You see your own reflection in the crystal clear waters. Let's take a sip. And of course I click it over here and he runs over here. The lake water tastes pretty good, if a bit flat. Alright.
Because, it's not flying anymore.
No. Alright, well, what's up here? Huh. The gates.
Alright, so south end of town looks like.
Mm-hmm. South corner. And what's up here? Nothing. Ooh. The beautiful white stag is foraging for food. Can't I talk to it? Can't I put my lips on it? Well, it's going this way. There it is again.
What happens? Do we know what happens when you try to touch it?
I'm going to
save it, and then try it.
The beautiful white stag is foraging. It doesn't even let me fondle it. Okay. You seem to have startled the white stag. Spring!
Do 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 do.
Ooh, that's a pretty tree.
And there's music.
You follow the corner. You follow the stag into this forest corner. You feel as though the eyes of the forest are watching you. You watch the stag, fascinated by his grace and beauty. There's something special about this place. Whoa!
Hello.
The tree woman speaks. I am the dryad, keeper of the woods. Are you one with the woods? And here's an interesting thing. There are certain actions that you can take in this forest, which actually includes what you do with the fox. If you do bad things, like if you attack the stag and come here, she will kill you. Or she'll actually do something else, even about equally as disturbing, actually. But we have so far been pretty gentle with these woods. We've literally just walked through a couple of paths. Yes. Then you shall aid me, and I shall aid you in your quest. Bring me a seed from the spore-spitting spirea of the north, that I may plant it elsewhere in order to preserve these rare and magical plants. Thus, you will become a true friend of the forest. Can I talk more with you, lady? You'd better alter your strategy. The trees mostly just beach about their more poplar neighbors, or pine fir the fjords. Oak, eh?
Ugh.
That was a very high concentration of puns.
Ugh. I'm still reeling from the punniness.
Okay, let's go back to running, and I think one north? Yes. Ooh, it's a fairy ring. I'm going to tell you guys something. You don't want to enter a fairy ring, especially not in fiction. Fairy rings, especially at night, are things that you don't want to cross because the barrier will The trees look more vibrant than the rest of the forest. There's a ring of mushrooms in the center of the clearing. Yeah, it's a ring formed of large and rather unusual looking mushrooms. Now, we can do this now. You pick a handful of the smaller mushrooms and carefully put them away in your backpack. These are one of the spell components that you can take over to the healer. And this is actually something that, unlike Irana's flowers, you can spam pick up.
Yeah, I think I learned from playing this game. This is because this is one of the first adventure games I ever played. That you really don't ever walk through things like this. Like, you see this now in modern games, you're like, yeah, I'm not messing with that.
Yeah, and because here's one of those things. Fairies are not just cute little pixies who dance around on their light wings and kind of just, play little tricks on you. In most fiction, especially fantasy-based fiction, fairies are people that will kill you. They have enough power to smite you with a breath. So you really, really don't want to fuck with them. Anyway, we're out of time for this installment of Let's Play Quest for Glory 1, but I hope to see you next time where we hand some mushrooms over to the healer, because, mushrooms, Okay.
Mushroom.
Alright, so I hope to see you next time.
All right, goodbye.